may not mean nothing to y'all, but understand nothing was done for me, so I don't plan on stopping at all.
Hey everyone, it is April 19th, and welcome to another episode of A&F Sports Talk. I'm Frankie, this is my friend Abraham right here. Today we're gonna, as we're 9 days away from the NFL draft.
Next Thursday.
We're gonna be going over the another mock draft. We did do a mock draft earlier last week, but right after we released it, that big trade with the Rams and the Titans happens, and now the Rams have the number 1 overall pick. So we're gonna go ahead and do another one, mock draft 2.0. So let's go ahead and get started. For me, the Rams, I know they are pretty much set on taking a quarterback with the first pick. It's between Jared Goff or Carson Wentz. From what I've heard, looking around, they prefer the looks of Jared Goff right now. So with the number 1 pick, I'm gonna have to go with Jared Goff with the Rams. That's my number 1 pick. What about you?
Yeah, same here, Frankie. I got Jared Goff on number 1 to the Rams. The Rams, they need a quarterback. I mean, they have a quarterback in Case Keenum right now, but he came in and did a decent job. But you want somebody that's going to be there for the long haul and take your team. I don't think Case Keenum is that guy. And then Nick Foles is. I don't know what happened to Nick Foles either after he left Philadelphia. He's just not the same guy he was 2 years ago when he had 28 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. I don't know what happened to that guy. So with the first pick, it's between Carson Wentz and Jared Goff, but I just think that the Rams, they really like Jared Goff. And
Yeah, I think they like him more than the Rams. So. Yeah. Okay, now the second pick, the Browns. This is where it gets interesting because before the trade happened with the Titans and Rams for the number 1 pick, the Browns, I believe, were in the mindset that they were going to have the pick of the litter at quarterback. They're going to the top 3 with Goff, Wentz, and Paxton Lynch. They're going to be able to pretty much have their pick of the top 3 quarterbacks. But now with the Rams, there's a lot of different ways they can go. If they can choose not to take a quarterback, they can still take a quarterback, but maybe the one that they wanted isn't going to be there anymore, or they can. They already, I believe, are receiving trade offers, so it's a very real possibility that they'll trade down in the draft if they receive an offer good enough. But for now, I have Carson Wentz going to them at number 2, just because before the trade, they were going to be able to have the pick of the litter, like I said, but Carson Wentz was pretty much their guy that, they were leaning towards anyway. Yeah. So I still think, for right now, Carson Wentz is going to go number 2 overall to the Cleveland Browns. Even with the signing of RG3, they do need somebody else. RG3 is unreliable. You don't know how well it's going to do. He is injury prone. So they need somebody else there in Cleveland. I think they're going to go with Carson Wentz if nothing else happens. No trades happen.
I think too. I got Carson Wentz going second overall out of the Browns. But, just think of the Rams take Carson Wentz, then what do the Browns do? Do they take Jared Goff? Do they take a defensive player? Do they trade down? Do they take an offensive tackle? So, this trade with the Rams just shaked everything up because nobody knows what they're going to do. But then, when it comes down to the Browns, if Goff does go first, are the Browns going to take Carson Wentz, or are they going to trade down? There's offers. But right now, I haven't taken Carson Wentz. They need another quarterback. Even if he doesn't play this upcoming year, they develop a quarterback behind there. And if they do trade, I think the team that's going to move up are the Eagles, trying to get Carson Wentz or Jared Goff, another quarterback. So I think if there's a trade, I think the Eagles move up to 2. But right now, there's nothing solid. So I got Carson Wentz going number 2 overall to the Browns. The Browns could use any help anywhere.
Yeah, anywhere on the team.
It won't help. It won't hurt.
It would just seem natural for them to take a quarterback, like the 40th quarterback.
I got Carson Wentz just going number 2 overall right now.
All right. Number 3 pick, San Diego Chargers. I know Phillip Rivers is probably one of the happier people from that Rams and Titans trade, because now Laremy Tunsil, who was pretty much almost, I don't want to say a lot, but most people have him going number 1 overall. Phillip Rivers would probably like the Chargers to take Laremy Tunsil, and God knows the Chargers need a lot of help on the offensive line. They had almost the worst rushing attack last year. Melvin Gordon would probably want somebody on the offensive line too. They need help in their secondary also, especially with the departure of Eric Weddle. But I believe this is where Laremy Tunsil is going to come off the board. If he doesn't, though, you could see him slide down pretty far. But I believe this is where he's going to come off the board. Number 3 to the San Diego Chargers. I mean, they need a lot of help with their offensive line, so I think that's the pick that's going to happen right there, number 3. So.
Yeah, same here. I think the Chargers, they're going to take Laramie Tunsil with his 3rd overall pick. I mean, imagine how it feels. He was the lock for number 1 last week, and then all of a sudden this trade happens, and it's going to move down to 3 or lower. Who knows?
Yeah.
But I mean, the Chargers would be smart to take Tunsil at 3. I mean, like I said in the last video, I don't believe in taking an offensive tackle with the 1st overall pick of the draft. 3, I mean, that's not right. So, I mean, somebody in there to protect Phillip Rivers and Melvin Gordon. So.
Okay. Number 4. Sorry, this episode seems more boring than the last one. It's because we have like the same mock draft, pretty much almost. I mean, last time we had a lot of differences. This time, almost same after that trade happened. I mean, it shook everything up. So, Cowboys, my team, 4th overall pick. I have been going with cornerback Jalen Ramsey from Florida State. In the last draft, I had him going with Joey Bosa. Now, I think Jalen Ramsey would be the pick because they're both on the board, which, according to mock draft, they will be. You know, they're both on the board. Do you go with? I mean, their secondary and their defensive front needs help. I mean, they're both pretty bad there in Dallas. They're both in bad shape. So I think what do you do in that situation? You go with the best overall player on the board, and not try and decipher everything of who you need more or what's the more pressing issue. You go with the best overall player, and I believe at that point it's gonna be Jalen Ramsey. Is gonna be the best player on the board left. So I think the Cowboys take Jalen Ramsey there to help out Morris Claiborne, who hasn't panned out, and I mean, other than Brendan Carr, they don't really have a corner, and then in the safety position, they have Scandrick and Barry Church. So, I mean,
It's the same. I think number 4, I got Jalen Ramsey also going. I had Bosa last week also. I thought he was the best defensive player in the draft last week, but you know, I think Jalen Ramsey's gone up the boards, and I think the Cowboys, that makes the most sense for me. For the Cowboys just to take Ramsey. I mean, who knows? I mean, 4 through 6, 4 through 7 could change. Hey, I mean, anybody could pick anybody, but I mean, to me, if I were the Cowboys, I'd take Ramsey.
Okay, the Jags at number 5. This is where I have Joey Bosa coming off the board for me. I mean, the Jags on the offensive side of the ball. I mean, Blake Bortles is starting to come along really nicely. They have the Allen 1 and Allen 2 with wide receiver position. They have T.J. Yeldon in the backfield. They are coming along pretty well offensively, but defensively they do need help, especially on the defensive front and the linebacker position. So this is where I think Joey Bosa is going to come in from Ohio State to help him out on the defensive line. Best overall defensive lineman in the draft, in my opinion. To you.
I'm staying with the same pick that I had last week. Number 5, I got Miles Jack going off the board right here. The linebacker out of UCLA, former running back. I mean, this guy could fly. He's a tough guy. He's not a big guy, but he could fly. And so I got the Jaguars taking a linebacker at 5, and with Fowler from last year that they drafted, and he didn't play at all this year. I mean, they're gonna have 2. If Fowler could regroup his form, they could have two pretty young stars in the making. So I have Miles Jack going 5 overall in the Jags.
The reason I don't have Miles Jack that high is because we all know he missed most of the season due to injury. I feel like that's going to affect him a little bit in the draft, but not too much. I mean, he's a solid player. So, anyway, moving on to the Ravens. At number 6, this is where I have DeForest Buckner going to Baltimore. I mean, they do need a lot of help.